What's going on, everybody? I'm AJ, and this is another episode of Straight from the Tap. So I'm here in the small town of Audubon, PA, just to check out one of the newest breweries that just opened up about a month ago, and it's actually got one of the coolest names that I've seen in a while. So, welcome to Bald Birds Brewing Company. Opening up just a few short weeks ago, Bald Birds Brewing Company is quickly establishing itself in the southeast PA craft beer scene. The repurposed wood lining the walls of the tasting room and bar area give off a warm and inviting atmosphere similar to a mountain house retreat. With 8 to 9 beers on tap, lounge areas with TVs, and activities like pool and darts, this brewery is just a really cool place to hang out. And, not to mention, their outdoor deck is perfect for those cool fall days that are coming up. So Joe, the name is so creative. Why the name Bald Birds?
There's actually two parts of that.
Okay.
And, I'll start with the bald first, which is very obvious. I hair challenged, and my wife actually has alopecia.
Okay.
And so that's an issue where she's bald,
Okay.
She can't really grow hair.
I gotcha.
So her hair will grow back, and then it'll fall out and grow back and fall out. And so
Okay.
at this current time, she doesn't have any hair, and so she's the other equation to the bald part.
Okay.
So we're both bald, and I thought that'd be kind of cool to have bald in our name. And the
Yeah.
other part was, as you know, opening a brewery is an extrely difficult process.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
There's so many steps and so many things you go through, and at one point we were really struggling to decide whether or not to move forward with the brewery. At that point, we were living down in South Philly. We had a wreath on our front door, and a robin built a nest on our front door.
Ah, neat.
And so we actually watched this robin lay 4 eggs and have 4 birds on our front door.
Oh, wow.
And during that process of them being laid and then hatching and then flying away, things started to turn around for the brewery. So one of our friends, Rebecca, was like, Bald Birds is kind of a cool name, and so we came up with Bald Birds, and that's
awesome.
kind of how it came to fruition.
So I'm here with Patrick Thomas, the head brewer of Bald Birds Brewing Company here, and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions, and then we're going to try a couple of their awesome beers. So Patrick, thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Sure, man. Thanks for having us.
Cool. So now, when did you guys open up here?
So we officially opened September 15th.
Okay.
So we're just at a month right now.
Awesome. Now, what's your brewing capacity here?
So we're on a 10-barrel system on the hot side.
Okay.
Brand new specific system. All of our fermentation vessels and bright tanks, we have 5 fermenters, 2
Okay.
brights. Those are all 20-barrel capacity.
Cool.
So we have the ability to double batch
Awesome.
once we start expanding and start doing more can releases and those sorts of things.
Okay. Well, that actually led me to my next question. Now, you guys have plans of like canning and distribution, stuff like that?
So as far as distribution goes, we're going to remain pretty low key.
Okay.
Just because we do have a relatively small capacity here.
I gotcha.
And a high demand just out of the tap room. But as far as can releases go, our first one is actually slated for the end of the month,
Cool.
October 31st.
Oh, Halloween, perfect.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys serve food here?
No, so we don't have a kitchen on site.
Okay.
But every weekend day that we're open, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we always have a food truck.
Oh, cool.
Unless there's extenuating circumstances,
I gotcha.
that sort of thing. But beyond that, people are always welcome to bring their own food. We've got tons of menus from the great local businesses.
Oh, perfect.
So we try to patronize them as much as we can.
Now, with I see you have this big patio area out here. Do you guys people bring their dogs or anything like that?
Yeah, so we're not 100% dog friendly, just based on the fact that we can't have dogs inside the building. Just for liability purposes, I would love it if we could have dogs in here,
that'd be
but
cool.
it's just not realistic, which is why we really focused on the outdoor space.
Okay.
We've got a huge deck, tons of people bring their dogs. We've even
Hear that, dog lovers? You want a couple of beers, order some food, and you got some dogs here.
We never want to have a scenario where people feel like they can't come in and drink a beer.
I gotcha.
Because they have their pup with them.
I
you know?
gotcha.
Yeah.
So now let's get to this beer. What do we got here?
So we're looking at, you want to start with the first one?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So this is the Taito Alba. This
Okay.
is just our straight farmhouse ale.
Okay.
Not too funky, and also not too estery and like the Belgian notes.
Okay.
It's just a pretty easy, smooth drinking saison.
Cool.
Comes in at 6.2%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Super clean and smooth. Get that little bit of honey in there too. And yeah, like you said, not too
Yeah, it's not too
estery.
clovey. Yeah. Tried to keep it pretty light, and it's super dry. Dried it out as much as you possibly can for the most part.
Cool.
So it keeps it super easy drinking. You
I
can knock
gotcha.
a few back and
Nice.
still feel all right, you know?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Now this next one, this is the one pull pills.
Yep, the one pull Pilsner.
Okay.
So this comes in at what, 4.3? Yeah, once again, super nice and crisp. Tried to keep it pretty classic German style.
Okay.
So a little heavier on the bittering than you would for an American
gotcha.
Pilsner. And just really light, a little bit spicy hop character.
Okay.
But mostly just straight up German pils.
Cool.
This is the beer that you can give your grandfather and say,
Like I've said in a bunch of my videos, this is kind of the gateway beer for people that don't want to try a brewery, but they'll come just to be nice and then be like, here, try this. Okay,
Yeah.
now try this.
for sure. Yeah, this is our go-to for people who are like, well, I'm not a beer person, or
Yeah.
I only drink Bud Light, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has that easy drinking light taste to it, and it's got that little bit. I can see the little bit more bitterness than usual, but it's got a nice little light lemon character with some little bit of like malt in there too. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, the idea here was not to be too overpowering, but still try to appease folks who really want to see a nice traditional lager, you know.
Cool. Now, the hazy ones.
The
What do we
haze,
got?
Yeah, so this is Musical Melee.
Okay.
We're trying not to be too lactose centric with the milk sugar, but we'll keep about one on at a time. I don't want to overpower the tap list with that.
I gotcha.
But this is a rendition of our lactose beers. It's a modest amount of lactose in with heavy Whirlpool additions.
Nice.
No bittering hops.
Cool.
Super heavy dry hop, around 4 pounds per barrel.
Awesome.
With apricot puree.
Oh wow!
conditioned on
It's
it.
like right up the nose is that apricot, and it's right up front.
Yeah, so it almost, the nose is a bit more, it's more prominent than you think it would be once you start drinking it, you know?
I gotcha.
Because it's not that the hop flavors are muted, but with the lack of bittering, it's strictly, strictly citrus and mango.
Yeah, definitely
obviously
getting a
the
lot of that
apricot.
mango and the apricot in there, and the very slightest bit of bitterness in there. That's really good, man.
Yeah, we've gone through 4 whole turns pretty much of our hazy stuff.
Okay.
We got to keep cranking it out, you know?
Hey, man. I mean, hazy stuff is all the rage. I mean, and rightfully so. They're delicious,
Sure.
and not everyone wants, the West Coast IPA that punches you in the mouth with the hop
For
flavors.
sure, yeah.
All right, and last but not least, what do we got with this one?
So this is the Master Chief.
Okay.
It's a coffee brown ale. Like you mentioned earlier, it's a bit on the darker side.
Okay.
But it's a super smooth, easy drinking brown ale with a hint of roastiness that gives it kind of an espresso characteristic.
Oh, cool.
Strictly from malt. Everybody always asks, like, how much coffee did you put in this? I'm like, none. Yeah, no coffee. But yeah, still a pretty light body. Relatively dried out, so it's not viscous and
Gotcha.
Mucking everything up. But
Cool. Yeah, definitely get that dark espresso bean flavor to it. And what's really cool is not the bitterness that comes along with the roastiness as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's minimal if no astringency associated with the dark malt that I used in this.
Okay.
And it still has the nice lighter body of like a classic brown ale.
I gotcha.
But with that, kind of really full malt flavor.
Yeah, I definitely get that bready, bready malt doughy flavor. Cool, man. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for sitting down with me. It's been a pleasure. That's it for me here at Bald Birds Brewing Company. Big thanks to Joe and his crew for showing me a good time around here. If you're in the area of Audubon, PA, make sure you swing by, get a couple of beers, and have an awesome time. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say happy drinking, my friends, and cheers. I'll see you next time.